All good? Very good morning, afternoon, good evening. I'm Abdullah from London, and we have our master speakers and the agile gurus with us, Miss Angela, as well as Nehru, right? So fantastic. So welcome to today's, webinar. It's a very interesting webinar. I will explain in details how does this work and everything. Let me share my screen and let me know if you can see my screen. All right. Yeah. Yes. Is my screen visible? Yeah. So before we just move into deep dive into the discussions, right? So I would like to first of all thanks everyone who has joined from around the world. We are expecting a lot of participants. I think we had about more than 250 plus attendees who signed up for the LinkedIn Live, right, in the last few days. And we're really happy that, a lot of interest to learn how we know about Agile, but what is Agile PM and how practically it works, yeah? And before we get into deep dive into the sessions, right? So I would request a little bit short, introduction from our speakers. But before that, if it is live, everyone is in live, can you, again, everyone, please write down in the chat box where you are joining from, which city and which country. Yeah, so I'm giving you just, 10 seconds, everyone, whoever has joined and will be joining shortly, please write in the comment box where, from which city you are joining, how is the weather today, and how is your mood today? Yeah, so because we are going to disrupt something from a traditional way to agile mastery PMO, right? So get ready for this big storm. Yeah, please hit your comment button, write down the city, the weather, and how is your mood today, and what you'd like to know today, from this, all the masters that we have. Okay, right? So yes, the comment should be coming soon. And in between, I would request shortly our distinguished speaker, Angela Nehru. First, I would request Nehru, if you can share and give some of your background. We know that you are the genie in project management. Yeah, so you are the guru in project management. Yeah, I like the genie, right? So if you can just briefly introduce yourself, yeah, and then and what is expected and what you're going to cover today. Over to you, Nehru, please.
All right. Okay. Quick introduction. Despite the years of experience, I have about 37 years experience in project management and PMO as a practitioner. And of course, I also conduct trainings in project management. That's about 20 years. And thanks to Mr. Abdullah as well. I think that I'm the first one, if I'm not mistaken, I'm the first one in Asia Pacific as the master trainer for PMO. And one of the top six, right? One of the first six PMO trainers. And even for AgilePMO, we were the first batch, Angela, myself, and our guru was Mr. Abdullah. Fantastic session, frustrating session. All this will be shared during the session as well. It was fun. It was crazy fun. And that's about myself. I do teach CBPMO and anything under PMO. I'm also a consultant, practitioner, giving advice to a lot of organizations, including government, on PMO implementation. I've seen both the good side and the bad side of it. And of course, there's a lot of resistance. One is because of lack of knowledge. The other one is because they are so used to where they are, used to how they implement their projects. So a lot of good exposure, and thanks to Mr. Abdullah, we'll be sharing all of this in this session as well.
Wow, thank you. Welcome, Mr. Nehru. Everyone, wherever you are, please, give a big round of applause to Nehru and welcome this session. Big class for you, Nehru. Welcome to the show. Right. Then I move to Angela. The name itself says The angel. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
depends what rings you are wearing, either black or white, you know.
Oh God.
Yeah, just joking. Hello everyone, my name is Angela. I'm from Republic of Moldova. The eastern part of the Europe is very amazing and very nice country. I'm a practitioner and also I'm a trainer. Besides that, during the last 2 months, I have trained in project management around 100 persons. What I would like to say that yes, AgilePMO, it was amazing training in London last year. We had and we was actually the first batch for this training, and it was amazing. Let's share our experience over there in a few seconds. Stay with us. You'll be amazed how interesting it is.
Wow, welcome, Angela. Welcome from the beautiful Moldova. And yes, we are here to share this very, very interesting topic, the Agile Mastery PMO Framework. Right, just moving forward, just to introduce myself, my name is Abdullah. People sometimes call me the Transformer. I don't know the reason, but I liked when they call me the Transformer. Yeah, so so I'll be your host today, and I'll also be sharing our experience, our insights of this whole journey. All right, so before we move on, I see that in LinkedIn Live, we have a lot of our friends joined already from different parts. So we see that, welcome Vivek. Yeah, I see you. You have joined from United Arab Emirates. So we have Guy, also the guy Olf. I love this name. I see my old friend, uh, I see my old friend, Tasvir. Nice to see you, Tasvir, after long. Shian has joined from UK. Sarah has joined from Kenya. I see Mike has joined from Pennsylvania. A lot of wow. So we have friends from around the world to join today. We have Paul from Lagos, Kenya. We have Marvi from Milan. We have Harvard from South Africa. And we have Ilan. Ilan said current mood is I have that Friday feeling. On Thursday. I like this, Ilan. I like this. You have this nice vibe. So good. The Easter is coming. It's the long weekend holidays. Yeah. So get ready for this. Yeah. Very fantastic. So just to give you a deep dive about it. So we already introduced a copyright, introduction is that, these are copyrighted by PMO Global Institute. This framework did these principles, these whole contents of it. Just one insight. So please watch these, be with us during this whole, session. And also this particular whole session will be available in our YouTube channel, hopefully in few days. And also that should be available in our membership portal in learning portal section, where you can go watch it and earn PMO PDUs. All right, so at least one PDU will be able to earn. And there will be a quiz at the end of the sessions, right? So there will be quiz, we'll have to go and participate in the quiz. And yes, the top 3 winners, there will be a top 3 winner from all the participants. And you will get 1 year of PMO Global Institute's elite membership and access to the PMO guide. All right, so watch and win. Everyone, get set ready, because we'll be talking about very advanced things today. Whenever you have a question, feel free to ask. The way the studio sessions is actually planned is, we'll talk about the Agile PMO framework. Then we'll have a panel discussions with our expert speakers, with Nehru and Angela. And in the expert sessions, we'll go deep dive into all the principles, all the mindset, all the value realizations of Agile PMO, framework. And yes, after that, we'll have a Q&A session. All right. So whenever you have any questions, feel free to write down in the chat box in LinkedIn Live. So our team members, our coordinator Shukriya will grab it and share with us in the chat box. Okay, so let's get set ready. All right. So why AgilePMO Framework certification? Why it was needed? Why we spend years after years to actually to talk about these agile PMO, Agile certifications. You see, it is not too far that when like 5 years back, after doing a long research, we launched the a very comprehensive guidebook called the PMO guidebook, which is one of a kind in the world. We also came up with the CBPMO framework. Before that, as per our research, we figured out a lot of we had significant number of PMOs, but there was no good generalized PMO framework which can be readily usable, which covers the end-to-end PMO life cycle. Yeah, so we launched the guidebook, the CBPMO framework, and after that, we know that there are a lot of different types of PMOs that are available here. There are like Center of Excellence, Project Management Office, Program Management Office, Portfolio Management Office. Yeah. We also talked about Agile PMO. That was very high level when we launched the PMO guidebook 5 years back. That was very, very high level. We talked about Agile PMO, but we are not able to crack this, how this Agile PMO practically works. Because we have the Scrum framework, we have the Agile framework, and these frameworks actually have been used in project management, managing tasks, managing team, right? But when we are talking about PMO, which is one scale above the project management line, so we're talking about a department, we're talking about a huge thing where multiple projects are being managed, then we see a lot of problems. Yeah. So this traditional, PMOs we have, which are more rigid, is kind of process driven, and the heavy processes are there. And there was a need that how we can make it more agile, right? So I think once you go through today's sessions, you will see that how AgilePMO Mastery Framework actually fill up this particular gap. It is more flexible, more adaptable, and it has its own principles, mindset, and the value proposition. Another big reason is that organizations adopting Agile at the team levels, as I mentioned, but often struggles to scale agility at the portfolio level. Yeah, so, and it's not a traditional thing, unless someone really understands how this whole framework works, it will be difficult just to grab this and go and apply this, right? So we'll have to understand how this whole program works. And we cracked the deal that how you can apply Agile PMO philosophies into portfolio levels, into program management levels, in project management office levels. Yeah. Another big one is that there are growing needs of PMOs that enable agility within the traditional project management office. Yeah. So these are only very few points among probably 100 points why there was a gap in the Agile PMO space. Yeah. And this particular framework actually really solves this matter. And how it is solved, it is actually this particular framework is bridging this gap with the Agile with the PMO world. It has combined the PMO governance with Agile principles. So I think there are 16 Agile principles, and that probably Mr. Nehru will share that few of them, how interesting these Agile PMO principles are. Yeah, so we call them Agile PMO principles. Yeah, we have Agile principle, but we will talk about Agile PMO principles today. And how this end-to-end PMO enablement happens in the PMO environment. We focus more on outcomes and value propositions rather than just activity delivery. We'll be talking about a lot of Agile tools and templates, today, and also these particular frameworks cover a huge number of Agile tools that can be used to roll out your PMO setup. There has been a new role popping up, evolving around the world, the Agile PMO professionals. There are different roles. In Agile, if you have a Agile PMO, then there are different roles and different responsibilities are there. Yeah, probably we'll organize another sessions in another day, how this agile PMO roles looks like, because it's quite a big area to discuss. Then we can have another sessions on it. Then it also covers how agile mindset actually works in the PMO leadership levels. Yeah. So here is actually this guidebook. This is the world's first agile PMO guidebook. Practical guidebooks, a very comprehensive one. I have it here. This is a very beautiful, almost like 400 pages guidebook. This guidebook has a lot of characters, and one of the and this guidebook as well as the Agile PMO framework, they complement each other. All right, so the whole guidebook is based on this particular framework. So this particular guidebook also has like three parts. One part talks about the framework, another part talks about the Agile PMO tools, techniques, and innovations, and another part talks about all the templates, forms, and everything. Just to give you an insight, this particular guidebook, it has almost like 393 pages, altogether 66 figures. Yeah, so too many, frameworks and the flow charts and figures are there. 74 tables, almost. You will come across almost 9 formulas, agile related formulas, how you can actually calculate the agile value realization. Very interesting, isn't it? We're talking about agile value realizations. So there are a lot of formulas on this. Then there are very specific 38 plus agile PMO templates that can be readily usable, and also 400 plus agile PMO related terms that we'll be learning through this if you have access to this guidebook. Currently, this guidebook access is only available to our partners only. All right, so we know all these very good agile frameworks which we regularly use in our project management lifecycle. We have Scrum, Kanban, Extreme Programmings, Lean developments, and all. Scaling Agile is very good as well. So we'd like to introduce you this Agile Mastery PMO framework. All right, are you there? All live? I see a lot of comments in between. Yeah, am I talking too fast? Yeah, I see a lot of friends also join from different parts in the world. Still, yeah. So keep dropping your message in between. Keep dropping your message in between. I will catch you up. I also see Marjana from Slovenia has joined. Marjana, hi Marjana, how are you? We have Logan from Michigan as well. Nice to meet you, all of you. Please be with us. We'll be covering a lot of content today. Yeah, so let's talk about the Agile PMO Mastery Framework. So this framework actually is based on the fundamental PMO framework. Very interesting. First, what you need, if you see this in the middle, this framework, it is actually the original PMO framework, which is the CBPMO framework, right? So why this Agile PMO framework basis CBPMO framework? Because the CBPMO framework itself is a very fundamental PMO framework, which tells you how to set up a PMO, how to manage a PMO, how to execute a PMO. So what you need the foundation. So this PMO framework is the foundation for it. All right. So now, once you have the foundation in this whole, when you set up a PMO, in this whole life cycle, how you're going to bring the agile principles, agile mindset, agile value proposition. This is all about the agile PMO framework. So in your PMO framework, you need to bring all the agile components, all the agile tools and techniques, and all the agile the acronyms and the components, and how you're going to apply these when you're managing and setting up your PMO. This is all about the Agile PMO framework. And it is multiple components. It's starting from, there's a top tier components which talk about the Agile values. There is the Agile PMO mindset, very interesting. What is Agile PMO mindset? We know about Agile mindset. what is agile mindset, probably we'll know today. We have agile PMO principles. There are 16 agile PMO principles. Almost, it is very specific. When you're setting up your PMO, these are the principles you need to keep in mind and follow, right? And we also have the middle tier, which is talking about the strategic pillar of PMO, then the strategic vision of PMO that gets into the, the PMO framework. Then how do we release the agile PMO increments, and also, the value realizations in agile PMO. So that probably our expert Angela will talk about as well. Yeah, and as you mentioned, there are, how many tools and techniques? There will be questions on this. Yeah, so there are more than 100 tools and techniques out there. And also we have the bottom part of this talk about the agile community of practice, as well as value stream in agile PMO. Right? So each of the components will require a half-day session to explain. Yeah, so today we'll be covering as much as we can. But if you cannot cover all of them, don't feel bad. Hopefully we'll organizing a couple of more upcoming sessions on each of the topics to explain more how that practically works in the agile world. All right. So these are the core components of agile PMO framework. That was the original the PMO frameworks we're talking about, and based on this PMO framework, the whole agile mastery framework has been built up. Right. Okay. So now I just gave a brief, high-level brief. Right. So now I'd like to start and request our panelist. Yeah, so our expert panelists, are you ready for the panel discussions? Nehru and Angela. Yeah, all ready. I'll be asking you a couple of tough questions. Are you ready for this? Yeah, all good? All good? Yes. Yeah, so no worries. So I remember, yesterday, Nehru, you reminded us exactly 1 year back. We were together, all of us together in London. We almost finished 1 year. Time flies, right? Oh my God, time really flies. Yeah. We still recall that, we had this, very intense session on agile, agile certification and framework. A lot of exercise was there. We didn't have a time to actually, we went for a drink. Yeah, tell me, this is my questions to both of you. Tell me, how was your London learning experience and these 2-day sessions? Then we also had a outing on the 3rd day. How was your overall experience, and what was your takeaways, and what was the wow factors you had? Yeah, probably I will start with Nehru, then I will ask the same questions to Angela. Over to you, Nehru, please.
Wow, Mr. Abdullah, this is, I've been counting this, and my Facebook gave a reminder. This is exactly 1 year anniversary plus 2 days now since we had our first session in London. So that was a good one. I think if you talk about the wow factor, there was quite a number. But I think the biggest one is you spoke about certain things, like, for example, it's just not a tool or a slide, but you really spoke about, a shift in mindset of Agile PMO implementers. I remember Mr. Abdullah mentioned about this, that PMO is not supposed to be a control tower, right? For, how things supposed to be done and so on, but it's actually a very beautifully said. He mentioned about the value stream accelerator. That sort of hit me. I started exploring what is this word value stream accelerator. So that was, I think, one major thing that hit me during that London session. And, in many PMO setups, right, I realized they were subtly acting like compliance guardian, monitoring people. Whenever a PMO comes in, they'll say, here comes the police. So that was the PMO everywhere, right? And changing the process, managing checklists. But then I realized, Mr. Abdullah mentioned about AgilePMO Mastery. It made me really see the real power is to remove friction, empower the flow, and then we become the custodian of delivery velocity. So that's our main role. And then there was another aha moment that earlier I told you that it was really frustrating and I was like upset and angry. That was a game, the paper airplane simulation. Angela, I was enjoying it, but I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't resolve the issue. It was a game, but the way the game was played really exposed, my hidden team habits, and we play this paper plane game, right? Since we are 5 years old and so on. And that habit until now, once we grow, we thought it can be done very easily. But then, oh my gosh, the frustration of doing it together with the team. And sometimes we overcomplicate, simple delivery. So it was eye-opening. So it literally changed my perspective about how we are supposed to run retrospective with our team. Then it started working for my team. So that was a good one. And then I think in summary about that, the entire London session is, we should stop managing projects using, templates and various things, but start guiding, our team transformation through trust, transparency. These are some of the things that I learned.
Outstanding, outstanding. Thank you, Nehru. Great insight, actually. Yeah. So I still remember. Still liked your suit you were wearing, right? The royal one. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and probably many of the exercises, the customized exercises, and we also had this exercise called the game of Agile PMO, the throne. The throne was there at the end of the session, isn't it? You have to learn, you have to play the games, and that was a learning test game.
Oh, yeah.
Using the cards and everything, and that was interesting. Thank you. I'll get back to you, Nehru. Now I'd like to go back and just to recall, Angela's wow factors from last year, and Angela is a real practitioner of agile project management and agile PMO. Yeah, I would request Angela to share her experience. Please, over to you, Angela.
Thank you. Well, dears, what I actually say, within 1 year from now, if to say back as a retrospective how it was in London, it was great. First of all, I meet you, Abdullah, in person, a lot of nice people, because Nehru was my actually mentor for the CBPMO. And it was, yes, very nice sessions. In London, we learned a lot, and it was a lot of basically practice, which gave me a lot of interesting insights, like we should not stay, I don't know, somehow the PMO function should be really in staying, and how Nehru said, managing or micromanaging. But basically, we should stick on the, let's say, shifting from managing tasks to managing value delivery, from one mindset to another. When in this case, we should foster more retrospective and the customer-centric approach. We should think that basically how we should improve the progress, the work in progress, right? The work packages, are we stuck? Where are we stuck? To eliminate the waiting time, continuously ask for feedback, basically what we did. Also, we was asking the feedback and the playing between us, how we succeeded, what should we improve, what are the next steps, and so on and so forth. Basically, the entire session, 3-day session, was only practice and practice and practice. Nothing was theory, and this was how we should apply in our real life all the stuffs. And it was amazing, because I met really amazing people from the entire world. Thank you for organizing such amazing sessions.
Excellent. Thank you, Angela. I remember you are one of the big winners, right? So you're always hitting the cards on time, answering the right questions. Yeah, a lot of your opposite team was frustrated. Yeah, why Angela's team is winning every time? Yeah, so that was fun and learn. And
well, we was imposing and bringing let's say we're bringing in front the basic who is doing the best and who can do the best stuff. Therefore, it was on the first line, because this is the Agile PMO should do: identify the correct resource that can bring the value to the team, and then this will foster and boost the value-driven and value delivery to the entire company. Yeah, this is the most important, to identify the right person who is the one. But this is sometimes, when we are thinking that we know the persons, but now emotional intelligence, which is one of our staff in this Agile PMO. We need to think that sometimes people are very frustrated, or they are introverts, and they are not opening their minds or their characters. But maybe they are diamonds, which should somehow somebody be polished and just to give there to shine. And this is our, let's say, the responsibility to identify such type of persons and to give the opportunity to shine. And this will bring innovation. This will bring, as I mentioned, value added to the company. To obtain our strategic objectives, this is our the scoping of why Agile PMO should establish, actually. Thanks.
Wow. Outstanding. Thank you, Angela. Really appreciate. Very thoughtful, insight you have brought in. Sometimes we don't see the diamonds who is there in our team, and probably using the agile principles, the value propositions, and then the mindset and the way it has been designed. If we can effectively apply that, we can really figure it out who is the champions and how they are adding value to the company and the PMO itself. Excellent. Very good. I'll get back to you, Angela. Now let's get into some serious questions. All right. So the serious questions, I start with Nehru. Nehru, can you tell me, we are starting to getting a lot of questions in our, LinkedIn Live as well. Can you tell me, this is a very common question. So, many of us actually ask, how Agile framework differs from AgilePMO Mastery Framework, right? If you can, from a traditional one to AgilePMO Mastery Framework, if you can try to explain it in a very simple way, so that our Agile professionals who are actually applying traditional Agile project management, frameworks, which are good for project management, but we are talking about Agile PMO, right? So over to you, Nehru, if you can give some light on it.
Well, I look at it from three categories, not two. The traditional has two ways. One is those who are practicing CBPMO and those who are not, who are established the PMO, but not really, doing it the right way. So the biggest difference, I would say, is more like an Agile PMO is more like an integrator between these two worlds. They speak different languages, but it's able to integrate both of them. So, the traditional PMOs, right? They focus control, documentation, doing things right, portfolio governance, all of these. Agile team, usually they focus on speed of delivery, feedbacks, iterative delivery. So that's part of the Agile teams. So to give you an example, usually instead of enforcing fixed roadmaps, the framework promotes Agile release increments. Planning is still there, but it's more of an adaptive approach. Another one I just explained is that value stream mapping. It helps not only on the task, but also on the actual flow of value, getting rid of the bureaucracies. All of this actually helps. And one thing I learned in London was, Mr. Abdullah mentioned about this. Agile PMO is not like the drummer, right? That keeping the strict tempo, everything. But the Agile PMO is actually more of an orchestra, right? It's an orchestra conductor guiding, all the various instruments during the orchestra, right? Each one of them playing their own tempo, but at the same time, they're all aligned towards the same outcome. So that's how I look at it, Mr. Abdullah.
Outstanding, fantastic. Yeah, very thoughtful. Yeah, just to add on it, we usually think that, we are set our mind that, when it comes to Agile, we have to think about the four philosophies and the 12 principles, right? And how you're going to apply these 12 principles when you are working together. I 100% agree. But remember that there is a difference between project management and PMO. Yeah, so in project management, you are managing a projects. And when you are managing multiple projects under a department, which we call project management office or program management office or enterprise PMO or agile PMO, you are managing a department where all these projects are running, programs are running, portfolios are running. Yeah. So we are not touching this, the way the project is being managed under a PMO. We are touching both how the project is being managed under a PMO, and also when you're setting up a PMO, how from an agile point of view, from an agile principles that is described in this guidebook and the framework, all these values, mindset, and the propositions, how you're applying all these principles from starting from the PMO foundation, from PMO leadership, and the execution, including the PMO ROI, PMO, value propositions and all these things. So you apply all these PMO, agile PMO tools, techniques, and principles into your traditional PMO, if you have a traditional PMO. Otherwise, what you can do, if you learn agile PMO, then you can design your the PMO that you're planning to set up, fresh PMO setup, right? Applying all these principles, and you can redesign your whole PM, right? So just wanted to add with Nehru, right? So thank you, Nehru. I have a couple of more questions about mindset and principle. I will get back to you, but now I would like to come back to Angela again. Angela, so I really noticed that, as I mentioned, you manage large tech team, agile team in practice, and you apply all these principles and all these tools and techniques and templates. You try as much as you can. Can you please share a couple of real life examples? Which are the agile PMO tools and techniques you are actually applying, and how you are getting this the benefits when you are applying all these tools, techniques, and the principles we're talking about. Over to you, Angela.
Yes, thank you for the question. Actually, when we're talking about the most important tool is actually Agile PMO proof of concept, which is offering what, first of all, using agile methodologies within the traditional PMO. Well, when we are thinking about the PMO, first of all, we should identify the functions, its functions, and then add what agile practices in order to understand how and what capacity or available capacity within the company can foster or bring us to the strategic objectives. In this case, what is the tangible improvements we can have? First of all, as improving the delivery speed. This is a normality because you, within the improving communication with your stakeholder or the team collaboration, you are fostering actually the project delivery. Then it's very interesting when you have this, the layer foundation. The layer foundation, if to discuss and to not dive into a very deep and to discuss about all the tools and techniques that are available in this framework, I would like to say that first of all, in the foundation level, we have one of the most important tools that might be used and should be used by each practitioner. And this is objective prioritization tools, and a lot of tools I've learned over there, and we've practices one of that Moscow analysis. We've discussed 100 points method. We've discussed also story mapping in Agile PMO. We've discussed also ICE prioritization technique, RISE prioritization technique, and they have the formulas which brings you to understand why one or another project should be prioritized prioritized in order to deliver actually the strategic objectives. Well, it's another principle that is very important to be applied is continuous improvement. One of the most important tool and the strategy that should be used when you are establishing actually a PMO, Agile PMO related to continuous improvement, which will lead you, first of all, qualitative improvement, improvement of the processes, improvement of learning by mistakes. From each mistake you are learning, and this will bring you, first of all, better knowledge, better experience, and for sure in the future, a better delivery. Why not? And this will lead your company in a better position because you'll deliver its strategic objectives when it's needed, when they are planned. And this is that's pretty short story, long story, or long story short. That's yeah. What I would like to say that the most important is when you are establishing an Agile PMO, doesn't matter for the moment you are establishing a PMO, then you should set the mindset inside. You should understand and you should cultivate the agility methodology and mindset. This will bring you, first of all, trust inside the company because this is most collaborative, a lot of communication where it's transparency and traceability will lead your company for greater results. Why not?
I know the challenge. The challenge is that we there are about nearby 100 plus tools and techniques. We learned about in each and every section. So all these components we are talking about how to apply these value realizations, prioritizations, principles, developing an Agile PMO community of practice, and all this value stream. So basically 100 plus, a lot of templates, a lot of figures, so it's not possible. So I think we need to organize one individual domain-wise sessions to explain how these all tools and techniques can operate in different levels. So thank you, Angela, for sharing the insight of practical approach and how you're applying it in your Agile PMO in your organizations and practice. So I will get back to Nehru again. Nehru, can you please share about? We know about the traditional Agile mindset. We know about the Agile principles. Yeah, so I know that there are about 4 Agile mindset, Agile PMO mindset we call it, and there are about 16 plus Agile PMO principles. Yeah, what is this principle? What is this Agile PMO mindset we're talking about? If you can share some light on it, over to you, and what do you, Nehru?
Mindsets, that's the keyword, right? So we are not talking about tools. We are actually talking about how the PMO thinks, how the PMO behaves, how they actually lead. So that's part of the Agile PMO mindset. I mean, there's 16 of them. I can't go through them because of the time factor. I give you some examples, some of them that I extract from there. For example, I think the one that really hit me hard when you talk about the Agile PMO principle is this one, the one that says measure the outcome, but not the outputs. That's I think that's the biggest one for me. It forces to think, are we really just finishing the project? Or actually, are we moving the business forward? That was a transformation for me when I look at that, the mindset. And the other one was break the PMO roadmaps into a smaller one, so that you can quickly deliver the increments. It's not just the theory, right? It helps all the stakeholders, the key stakeholders, to see the progress early, and then which really builds the trust with them. So these are some of them, and that's a lot. Each one of the principles there carries a lot of values.
Yeah, I think we remember it's not about the projects being delivered under the PMO. It's not only about this. It's about how, from a PMO as a department, department's point of view, if it could be projects, program, or portfolio management office, whatever it is, from a PMO's perspective, all these principles has a real, application of it. One of the application, Nehru said that, in PMO, when we set up a PMO, we have a roadmap. The roadmap is about, where do we stand today and how you want to take it forward step by step in next 3 to 5 years time, right? And how do you apply all these Agile PMO principle when you are actually creating your, the Agile PMO, the Agile PMO roadmap? Yeah, so we also talk about a couple of principles, talks about quick win in Agile PMO. That means, we all know that the traditional challenge is that, well, as per my understanding, that I think that majority of the cases why PMO sponsors get frustrated very fast is because they don't get quick wins, right? So they set up this department, they invest on it, and after a couple of years, they don't see any wins there, any real output. So that's why we always suggest if you set up a Agile PMO, kind of Agile PMO, then set it up in such a way so that every 3 months you deliver something to your sponsor. Every 3 months you deliver something to your field. And also, I think a couple of more examples of practical Agile PMO is that we talk about prioritizations in terms of selecting projects, in terms of managing programs, right? So from a PMO's point of view, you have like 50 projects under your department, right? So how are you going to prioritize? So you need to prioritize based on these Agile PMO principles. Right? So there are certain principles there which will help you to prioritize which project should we take first, which project we should take second, when we should deliver and prioritize this all the stuff, right? So there are about 16, 17 principles. Very interesting. Each one of them actually has a practical application. You can do that. So I'm just thank you, Nehru. I'll get back to you again. To Angela. If Angela, we don't have much time. If you can share that, one of the components we have seen in the AgilePMO framework, it is talking about strategic pillars. It is talking about strategic vision. Then we see that the PMO core framework. Then we also see as an output, as an outcome coming, the agile value realization, right? If you can kindly share some thoughts on it, what is this, the strategic pillars? What is this strategic vision? And what is, agile PMO value realizations? Over to you, Angela.
Yeah, thank you. Well, it's a very interesting question. When we're talking about to shift from being task-driven to value-driven, a PMO needs to align strictly to their efforts with an organization, broader strategic vision. Actually, firstly, we should essentially define a strategic vision, right, for the PMO that focuses on the delivering the value, not just completing the tasks. This vision should directly support the organizational long-term goals, because this is our main target, right? Whenever it's innovation or customer satisfaction, or we need to expand our market share. Another key tool in this transition, right, is value streaming mapping. Basically, Nehru mentioned a few words about that, but nevertheless, by mapping the end-to-end processes, PMOs can identify very clearly where the value is truly being delivered and eliminate the waste, because this is a cost for the company, ensuring that every project contributes directly to the business outcome. This is about focusing on delivery value rather than just the execution of a predefined tasks. Well, next, we are talking about the value realization, where it's becoming critical. The PMO, what should be done? Should track both triangle and the intangible benefits, such as ROI, because this is where we are looking to, customer satisfaction and operational improvements, thus ensuring that this is aligning with our organizational strategic objectives. Well, basically, regular feedback loops like sprint reviews or retrospectives helps to refine our PMO's approach and maintain a focus on the value of all the stages that we have, right? Lastly, what we have that the teams should be empowered to be self-organized and foster collaboration that is imperative and necessary, because what is Agile about is self-organizing teams and the collaboration between them. This will ensure that this will focus on the delivering outcomes and that will provide actually the real business value. By adopting the Agile mindset, we continuously improve the process, and PMOs will shift their focus from task completion to delivering the strategic value. This is just in a few words about what is this and how we should be applied in our day-by-day work.
Yes, yes, Angela, I know that because we spend hours understanding the real application of this because first of all, managing project is not easy. Then managing PMO is more difficult. Then developing an agile PMO is the first challenge is to understand how this is all about. Once you really understand how this is all about, then it becomes easy. Then it becomes easy, right? So that's why we talk about developing an agile community of practice in your organization.
This is revolution, actually.
Yeah.
It's a revolution inside the company, inside our brains, our mindsets, and the culture of the entity, because otherwise you will not succeed. This is the challenge which should we embrace on a daily basis.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think as you rightly said, just we have to welcome. This is all Agile is all about. We have to welcome and see, and I always say this. I always adopt the good things I learn from the other person, and leave the bad things. Right. So adopt the good things, leave the bad things. Continuous improvement. Yeah. So one tip I can give you today is think of something called Agile community of practice within your organization, where you can have it, daily, weekly, monthly collaboration, cocktail meetings, coffee meetings. Yeah, just talk about it. Just talk about it. Take one topic, discuss about it, and learn from each other how this whole program works. All right, so we are rushing towards end. I will take a couple of questions. We got a lot of questions. The first questions a lot of questions in the pipeline. So the questions we have received from Mackenzie and Shona is that how do we acquire or access a copy of the Agile PMO guidebook and practice guide? Currently, it is only available for the accredited trainers and the consultant of PMO Global Institute, right? So maybe you can contact the relevant team to actually get a copy of this. Because there are some prerequisites, like you need to understand the fundamentals of PMOs, how does it work, and probably then upgrade yourself to an Agile PMO consultant, right? Guy Wolf has asked that what are the principles recommended for managing the roles and responsibilities among product managers, project managers, developers, etc. Is there a RACI diagram or some other tools used to support that view? Over to you, Nehru. It's talking about when you're designing your principles, how designing the agile PMO roles, how the principles really and play a role over there.
Simplified, but RACI is one of I think it's a very good tool. It can be continued being used. In fact, even the RASCI is evolved. It's now called RASCI, RASCI, where the support element is also included.
Oh,
I think that's a fantastic tool that we can use. Yeah.
Well, fantastic. Yeah, another part you said that keep your roles simple. Keep your roles simple, right? Align with the 16, 17, the principles, Agile PMO principles we have, right? Okay, thank you. Over to you, Angela. Yeah, please.
Yes, I would like to add, because it is adding also a D where it's decisions, right? Yeah, because you can use also the D after all, when who is the decision maker, how it can be done. And it will be very good as an collaborative tool for all the parties involved, all the stakeholders. And this is okay, but it depends on the company culture and how they are open to embrace agility. That's why you can add as much as possible acronyms or responsibilities, because this is why we are here to discuss and to improve, let's say, and simplify sometimes the work of the persons, and to have a common understanding what should be delivered, how should be done, and who should be doing this. Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. If you can, Angela, if you can write it down in the chat box, and Shukriya can share it with the audience in the LinkedIn Live, right? Both this time Nehru, right? So very interesting decisions, and also added these supportive elements in the RESI, right? So very interesting takeaways, my friends, whoever is watching today.
Well, when you have basically governmental or agile PMO, then you should understand who is the decision maker. Yeah. Because this is one of the most important, because there are some persons who is consultant, another person who is responsible, another who is approving, but another who is deciding. And this is
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. You know, we always talk about divided these diagrams, but the boss is sitting somewhere else. Where is the boss? The person is approving it. Yeah. We call it hippo, the most, highly paid person is going to approve it. All right, so this is also we learned, right? The hippo concept in Agile. All right, so another question came from Shian, that will this slide be available? This video will be available in the YouTube channels as well as the PMOGI membership portal. This video will be available at this moment. Shauna's asked, are there examples of how this framework has been applied, including AgilePMO strategic vision and example? We have a couple of examples. Today is too short to share these. That's why, we have a lot of our consultants and partners who have been, using this framework. Even we got a reference that, this framework being used to manage construction PMO. Very interesting, yeah. So we are planning to actually organize a few more learning series on this. We'll be, inviting the relevant expert to talk about this, how this has been applying in different industries, so that we can learn from there, right? Mr. Said asks, in Scrum, we deliver working software every time box sprint, but we PMO Agile said 3 months delivery. No, it's just 3 months delivery is just a number. You set it based on your priority. You can set up a weekly delivery, monthly delivery, quarterly delivery. It is not rigid. It is flexible. It is flexible. The principles talks about you groom your prioritizations, and you plan your deliveries frequently in a sustainable pace, right? So it can be, it could be 1 week, it could be 1 month, 3 months, depending on the type of structure you are playing, right? So I'm moving to the closing part, all right? So thank you all the questions, all the audience actually you have asked. I know today is not enough. We'll organize more programs, right? A lot of questions and interactions we have been receiving. A few closing questions. One to Angela. Angela, if you can tell me, if someone wants to start and set up an agile PMO tomorrow, what advice you'll give to that person? That one PMO head wants to start an agile PMO. So what advice you'll give to that person?
If very fast, first of all, you should understand that it's very challenging, the journey. It's not easy. With the patience, perseverance, and focus on value, you can transform actually your classical PMO into high-performing, agile-driven. But talking about practical, you should invest in training and agile mindset, because this is the basic, this is the root. And they align with the organizational goals. It means that you should ensure that your agile initiatives, agile PMO initiatives, align with your organizational strategy. And this will deliver, and your stakeholders are happy what you are planning to do and how you are planning to deliver, because this is one of the most important pillar as well. But there are a lot of stuff which we should understand. One of them is to adopt and to practice all the, let's say, practices described in this framework, adopt the agile tools that are described there, because you foster, again, I'm saying and I'm repeating myself, your delivery and delivering value streaming, delivery values for your strategic objectives. But nevertheless, you have to be very patient, because changing the mindset is continuous challenging, and also by improving your processes, by improving yourself, by improving the team, by improving, let's say, the approach that you have now, you will succeed. But this might take time. Nothing is happening over the night. This should be clear, and this is continuous work, and improving not only the processes, but also by yourself as a person, because otherwise you'll not make this happen. This is just in short. Yeah,
absolutely, Angela, thank you. And I would also like to add that, as Angela said, I think Agile PMO is a bit of advanced kind of, kind of a program. For Agile PMO, you need 3 levels, I think. First of all, understanding of project management, then understanding of PMO, how to set up PMO. So for PMO, you need to understand either for a CFPMO certification, Certified Associate PMO certification, or a CBPMO certification, which is for design for the mid-level PMO professionals. Then also you need to understand, on top of it, then you understand that how to set up a PMO, the fundamentals of PMO. Then you will understand, then you need to go for these, Agile PMO certification programs. Both Angela and Nehru is a master trainer in their certified consultant. I would request both of you, please share your, in LinkedIn, please share your, LinkedIn URL. They have, upcoming certification programs on Agile. Please do sign up with them. Yeah, so I think if you're in Malaysia, I think it's also government sponsor these programs in Malaysia as well, right? So you don't have to spend a penny. Government will pay you to get these certifications. Yes, you need to invest a little bit in the learning and development to understand. I would rather say that don't just take this principle and apply it in PMO. It will not work. You really will have to understand how does it work in practical way. That's why you need this training. So the last questions to Nehru. I think we solved together. We all solved and realized that there was a problem in PMO. Now we have a framework, we have guidebook, a lot of big certification bodies also getting into understand the PMO certifications. That means we did a great job bringing the need that PMO is in need. Yeah. So now we are talking about Agile PMO. So how do you see how this Agile PMO will be evolving in coming days, in coming years? Over to you, Nehru.
Oh, all right, okay. Well, the one that I'm currently facing with a lot of organization is, even yesterday there was an oil and gas company in which, and it doesn't happen for that organization alone. A lot of them thinks the PMO is supposed to be set up to look at how PMO supposed to be managed, right? Or the PMO team. So the advice is always, it's not about PMO and downwards. It's about PMO and upwards, which is the senior management, CEO. The strategy objective needs to be met first. I think that's very important. And that's how I see the future. I think the more people, start being aware, then, that will be the direction. And I also look at another way, and I think there will be most likely a proper setup at the top level. Maybe it's called Strategic Impact Office or Strategic PMO or something at that level. That's something I foresee in future. I think the other one I don't have to mention, which is really is the AI, right? The AI is growing, and I think there'll be major transformation within the PMO and Agile PMO itself. And I think one of the key questions that people will start asking is, they won't be asking about, are we doing the right project rights or not? But they will start asking, are we delivering meaningful value much more faster? I think that will be the question and the mindset people will be asking in future. So that's a good thing that's evolving in the next 3 to 5 years time.
Absolutely fantastic. Just to add on it, this is my hypothesis, is that AI will get matured in next 3 to 5 years. When I say AI will get matured, that means the tools, everybody will have AI tool in mobile app. They will use it in a day-to-day operations, right? But Agile will not be able to, the AI will not be able to set up your Agile mindset, Agile PMO mindset. This mindset you'll have to practice, adapt, and within the organization, external organization. So that's why these, if certification industry, this learning and development, professional development, learning, that will remain protected. AI will get matured, but learning and development will continue, right? Because at the end of the day, you'll have to manage projects. You'll have AI to help you out to manage the projects and the PMO, right? So I think continuous development in these sectors will be the key to success. All right. So with this note, I'm sorry to say that we are over time today, but there was a very interactive discussions, a lot of insights, a lot of advanced topic we talked about. Not enough, I know. It's not enough. It's just the starting point. PMO Global Institute is always the the innovative company. We always come up with the new things, new frameworks, new guidebook, new topics to discuss. So we'll be bringing more to you in coming days. But for sure, we'll be having a couple of more rounds of session on Agile PMO and different components we have. Stay with us, stay tuned, and yes, don't forget. We have, a quiz to attend. So please check your LinkedIn Live, the chat board. The link is shared there. So attend this quiz, and you could be the lucky winner who can get access to the elite membership of PMO Global Institute. All right. With this note, I'd like to thank both of our expert speakers, Angela and Nehru. Oh my God, your session was a full of jam. A lot of insights we learned today. The audience certainly got benefited. Yeah, so thank you. Keep sharing. This is giving back to the community. Right. And this is our satisfaction that you are giving your special time to share your knowledge with the broader audience around the world. Okay. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself and see you soon and have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for being with us.